My name's Oliver Jeffers.
My name is Oliver.
I draw pictures and I tell stories. I just think picture books are a fascinating platform for telling stories, for putting words and pictures together. People are often very curious, because I write and illustrate the books, which comes first, the words or the pictures. And the truth is that they actually happen both at the same time. They grow up together. I get my ideas from everywhere. You just never know when you're gonna get an idea, so that's why I always carry a pencil and a piece of paper. Why do I make picture books? Because I feel compelled to, I have to. I have all these stories in my head and I just love telling stories. I'm from Northern Ireland, where storytelling is a very important part of the cultural heritage there. And so I'll tell stories to anyone who's listening.
Well, Oliver Jeffers is mainly known as an illustrator and writer of children's books. What interested us was to see what kind of work he'd been doing over the last 10 years in conjunction with the illustrated work, which most people would know. A digital gallery allows you to show all kinds of work: film, photography, painting. The advantage of it is that you can show a vast amount of work, much more than you would in a traditional gallery where you're limited by wall space. So in the case of this exhibition, we're able to show around 100 images by Oliver Jeffers. There's a set of images which are about maps and disasters, a set of still lifes, landscapes, portraits, objects that Oliver has made. And what that does is to give you a sense of the different media that he's worked in over the years. And so with that, you get both a sense of his genres, but also it allows, I think, the ideas that he works with to be seen very clearly. I think anyone who comes to the exhibition and already knows Oliver's work from the children's books will recognise the signature style. And some of the same objects that would appear in the children's books, rockets and lighthouses, for example, reappear here. But in this work, you see the deliberate naivety that's in the children's books turned into something a bit wry and witty, with a bit more of an edge. One set of images here is what Oliver calls disasters, and they tend to be paintings or reproductions of paintings that he has found. And onto those he paints some kind of disaster. So we have aeroplanes crashing, a ship that looks a little bit like the Titanic about to go over Niagara Falls, the Chrysler building that is drowned in a lake. One of the things that's interesting about that perhaps is that Oliver lives and works in New York, and all of these paintings are post 9/11 paintings. So there's maybe a sense of the disaster of 9/11 in the background. Oliver makes what he calls customized objects. One of them is a phrenological head, which in this case is of Darth Vader, and purports to show the different workings of the brain of Darth Vader. And I suppose this gives you a very strong sense of Oliver as a humorist, as someone who is witty and profound at the same time. And I think this side of Oliver is something that's going to become much more prominent in the future.